Greetings everyone, welcome back to Bonus Bias, and this video was made by an adult for adults. Okay, YouTube? Don't turn this into a YouTube Kids video because it's not. You freaking fricks. That doesn't bode very well for my case, but today we are back at the desk. We're not back at the desk. Welcome to my desk. Welcome to my little recording setup that I made in 3 seconds. Today, we will be doing a bonus bias on these bad boys, Transformers. It is no secret, if you've been watching any of my videos lately, that these figures have been littering my room. And in fact, I have a pretty big one right over here. His name is Triptychon. He's pretty cool. Maybe I'll do a video on him in the future if people actually are interested in this kind of stuff. But I've done videos in the past on my various hobbies, headphones, music, stuff like that. I wanted to do one on Transformers because recently I have been getting back into them in a massive way, and I'm really trying to dig out my old collection because Transformers are not a new thing. I was obsessed with Transformers when I was, gosh, I don't know, 10, 11, 12 years old. I had a ton of them. They were on a giant display in my room, and I want to get back to that because these guys are just really cool. So I kind of wanted to make a video talking about why I got back into them, what's been going on. Why have you seen so many of these guys in the backgrounds of all of my videos? Stuff like that. So, I already explained the how. I've been into Transformers since, 11, 12. My dad was super into them. One of the first ones that he ever gave me, actually, was, I have them in a drawer over here, this guy. Little Legion class animated Optimus Prime. I remember having so much trouble learning how to transform this guy because I was a stupid little child. In fact, I think I was younger than 11 or 12 at that point. The time frame that I have to go off is Transformers Prime because that was probably the biggest thing that I was into. It's not what got me into Transformers, but it's what got me into Transformers. You know what I mean? It's what made me super, super into them. I think the original, as much as I hate to say it, the original Michael Bay movie was my biggest exposure to them for the first time, but I was always aware that they existed because cool robots and cool cars. I was always into that. And Transformers are really what got me into, scale in the first place. I've always been fascinated by things that are big, like the Godzilla movies. And I think that comes from Transformers. But that's getting off topic. Transformers were cool robots that turned into cool cars. And as someone who's always been semi-interested in cars, not in a nerdy hobby kind of way. I know nothing about cars. I can look at a car and go, that's a cool car, and then that's about that. So it always kind of fit that the Transformers kind of captured my brain. And recently, what got me back into them, I can't really say got me back into them. I rewatched, Transformers Animated, Transformers Prime throughout college to make sure that they were as good as I remember that they were, and it wasn't just nostalgia. Spoiler alert. Still fantastic shows. Animated especially is really good. I really like Animated. I still like Prime. Prime is my favorite Transformers thing ever. It's the reason that I have, gosh, I keep opening the wrong drawer. It's the reason I have, Prime Wheeljack and Prime Smokescreen and Prime Cliffjumper and Prime Bumblebee and Prime also Smokescreen and Prime also Wheeljack. I just have way too many of these things, and this isn't even the half of it. These are just the ones that I kept out of storage because I really like them. Prime was my main thing. I watch it a ton every time. I remember getting home from school and just putting on a random episode. I've seen the whole show probably through 10, 15 times. It's probably a problem, but I still like it to this day. But I've been kind of out. Wow, that's unfortunate. Sorry there, Bumblebee. I've been out of Transformers for a while. I watch it here and there, but I completely forgot about the toys until I watched Transformers 1, and I went in with terrible expectations for Transformers 1. Transformers 1 I thought was going to suck. It was that classic, we put a bunch of random voice actors who are actually just big names. It was like the Mario movie, basically. We just put a bunch of big names into a movie. Here it is. Keegan-Michael Key is in both of them for some reason. And I just had really low expectations, but I went to see it, and it was phenomenal. Probably the best Transformers movie that we have gotten since the 86 movie, easily. And it was just awesome. And I was running around Walmart with my friends, and we stopped in the toy aisle, because usually I just like to look, we were all looking at toys, and usually I look at Hot Wheels, because That's another thing that I collect sometimes. I don't have any near me, unfortunately. Usually I have like a little Rocket League car or like a Datsun 240Z, which I love the Datsun. Anyway, I look at the Hot Wheels aisle, but the next aisle over was Transformers, and I found myself looking at them, and I was like, you know what? I liked Transformers 1, and I used to have a ton of Transformers when I was little. Why not get this guy, Transformers 1 Bumblebee? Even though he was like probably my least favorite character in the movie. His design is really cool, and I really like the Cybertronian vehicles. All of my old Transformers were either Prime Universe or Bayverse. And that was kind of it, with the exception of this guy, Sandstorm. He is just a Generation Selects figure, which didn't really appear in any of the shows or anything like that. It was just Sandstorm from the original show, and now they gave him that mode. Really cool toy, but man, where was I? Yeah, I bought this guy just for nostalgia. I was like, you know what? Just for nostalgia. He's like $20. Why not? If you don't know who I am outside of this video, if this is somehow the first thing you're ever seeing of me, this is what I'm normally into. Ballad songs. They're literally just flippy knives or trainers. Mostly trainers. You can see that these are most of my knives right there, but this guy is not sharp. And we flip these for fun, and they cost way too much money. And one thing that really got me into Transformers, like just made me want to buy this guy, was the fact that I could get a figure for $20. The cheapest thing on my desk for Ballad Songs right now is this. This is the Orion Trainer. This is $75. So for like less than a third of that, and this is like considered a budget pick in the Ballad Song hobby. For like a third of that, I could get a cool Transformers toy. I was like, you know what? I'm all in. Let's try it out. And he kind of just re-sparked my love for these toys that are little action figures that you can do cool poses with on a shelf, but can also turn into cars. And that started me down my recent purchasing of Bumblebee Movie Prime and Bumblebee Movie Wheeljack, who I don't have on me right now, and Titan's Return Triptychon, and it's continuing. I also have Bumblebee Movie Ravage over here because I found them in clearance at Walmart. And I have plans to build like shelves of different movies and stuff. And it's all because of this guy, really. Because this guy reminded me that Transformers are really fun. So I figured I would take the second half of this video to kind of just talk about them. Talk about maybe, this is maybe what the future bonus biases on Transformers, if this is what you guys want to see, will look like. So this is Bumblebee. He's pretty cool. Like I said, probably my least favorite character of the movie. He had a few funny lines, but some of them, like the Bad Acetron joke, really got old after a while. Personal favorite of mine from this guy was, I'm going to cut these guys' watch, and then they ran away. Funny shit. See? It's not for kids, YouTube. Yeah, it was just a good movie. But I picked this guy because of his vehicle mode. I don't have any Cybertronian vehicle modes, and I really wanted that to be something that changed, because the Cybertronian stuff is really cool, and that's what got me interested in the Bumblebee movie stuff. Because a lot of their vehicle modes are like Earth adjacent, but still kind of alien, and it's really cool. But this guy is like pure alien car. So to transform him, we are going to do this live, and we are going to do it in probably the worst way possible, because I'm not a Transformers YouTuber. First step, we're going to pop off his backpack, which sometimes you just got to grab hold of his head. We're going to flip around his head, pop it underneath like that, and then that's going to close up. Oh no, where's his head? I don't know. We're going to fold up his chest plate and fold this part down so that that now tabs in there. And now this is the most fiddly part. We're just going to turn the arms and the waist like so. This is one of the more fiddly parts. We're going to take this gray part. We're going to push that in until the wheel is kind of in a natural place, but then there's also this tab back here. I hope this is actually in frame. It might not be. It would be kind of funny if it's not. That tab back there, once that's in, we know it's in the right place, and then we can push this arm in a little bit. Same thing on the other side. This one tabs in way easier for some reason, and then we can push his arms together so he's doing like a reverse, I don't know, he's in handcuffs or something on the underside of his vehicle mode. We can flip up his feet, and no, we don't want to tab those together yet because This whole hollow area is hollow for a reason. We're going to take this whole area and just collapse it like that. This is the other fiddly part of the transformation, because sometimes it doesn't go all the way in, and I can never really tell why. That time it did. You want it to be tabbed there, and you also want his fist to kind of be under the foot, or under what was previously the back of the leg, I guess you should say. So once that all, it's kind of weird, because it doesn't want to do it fully, but there we go. Once that's together, we can tab all that together, fold these feet back. Now this, you want to like push down until it clicks in like that. We can fold up these feet, tilt them to the side, and there we have the vehicle mode. Rolls around, fun little car, but just a cool alien car. I would really like a nicer version of this, because it's definitely, you know, still cheaper toy. I think there's going to be a studio series Bumblebee next year, which maybe I'll get. I don't know. I'm kind of going all in on the Bumblebee movie stuff right now, but just a cool time. He's got little weapons over here. I should have shown you these when they were in robot mode, but he's got the knife, he's got the gun. You can put them together and you can put them on top of the car, and it's pretty cool. And it just reminded me how fun it was to be a kid and to play with toys and to have a toy that's a robot and a car that you can drive around, and it's fun and it's awesome. And it also reminded me what it's like to have a hobby that's actually like somewhat reasonably priced. I'm sure there's Transformers fans out there that are going to be like, reasonably priced? What are you talking about? But again, budget, $75. Like, I could never comfortably ask any, like someone says, hey, what do you want for Christmas? I want to get you something for Christmas. I can't say a ballad song because they're like $150. That would just feel wrong. But it just feels so good to be able to pick up a figure that is highly recommended for like $25, and it doesn't break the bank, and I can have a ton of fun with it. And I wasn't going to do this, but I'm getting up specifically. I keep him in my coat pocket, no joke, sometimes. I kept him in my coat pocket today, fiddle around with while I was in the office. But like Wheeljack here, like my favorite design of Wheeljack by far, cool car mode, $25. It's just cool to have a hobby that doesn't break the bank, and I can get cool, fun stuff that makes me feel like a kid again for pretty cheap. So yeah, that's why I like Transformers. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you're a regular viewer of this channel, let me know what you thought of this. If you're a new viewer, hi. I'm probably not going to do these too often, but I just like to do little videos about other hobbies that I have, and Transformers has been a big one lately. I've been making a whole list of figures that I want to buy because, damn, some of these things are expensive. So if you want to see any videos on any of the other stuff that I've got, let me know. But for now, I will leave you. Thank you for listening to me rant, and I'll see you all in the next one. Later.